You would be extremely wise to put your children in sports to help best develop them for their purpose. Um, why? Teamwork, perseverance, delayed gratification, persistence, the ability to overcome defeat, distraction, setback. I can go on and on and on and on. As a father of five children, sports has been a cornerstone. I would always jokingly say, faith, family, football, right? And so for those who know me, know that, of four of my five children are boys. All of them, have participated in sports from a very young age, be it football, basketball, baseball, soccer, wrestling. The goal was always to immerse them and expose them to all of them and let them decide, which one. So, one is already, a freshman quarterback, redshirt freshman, received over 7 full ride offers, 4.1, 4.0, GPA student, so on and so forth, broken records of Justin Fields on the field. The next one, again, senior, honor roll student who is currently being recruited. And then the rest are younger. The point is this: sports is critical, because what sports does is it expedites development in critical areas from an early age. What sports does is it reveals character. Sports doesn't necessarily create character, although it can, but it really reveals in that moment what their character is, which is, if they a crybaby, sports is going to reveal that. If they're afraid, sports is going to reveal that. If they are a pessimist, sports is going to reveal that. If they're antisocial, sports is going to reveal that. The point is we want to reveal their weaknesses at a young age. Why? So that we can proactively and effectively work and build them up in those areas. That is the whole point, is not to bring about failure, but to create a healthy, productive future. And so what that means is as the parent, you have the luxury of helping to reinforce very critical principles, right? Which is, number one, the work ethic you put in is going to determine your outcome. One thing I was very adamant about is setting up success for my children. So any sport they participated in, the day that they showed up for tryout, why were they always the best? Because they were already prepared and pre-developed weeks and months in advance to help them maximize success. Because what I would always share with them are the 4 Ps. Proper preparation prevents poor performance in the field and on the classroom. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. So if you want to do well, then you have to create the opportunity to thrive. And so why could they hit a fast ball day one? Why? Because I coached them. Why did they understand how to get the glove on the ground? It's called a grounder for a reason, because I taught them. How did they understand the different holes in the offensive line, at the running back position, or how to do a 1, 3, or 5-step drop back, or how to effectively run a route? It's because I set them up for success. Why? Because I want them to understand that in anything you do in life, you would be wise to endeavor to be the best at it if you really want to do it. Guess what? Sports creates that microcosm for that to be a reality. The other thing about sports is teamwork. Together, everyone achieves more. Sports is the cornerstone of teaching teamwork, which is, it ain't all about you. Sons, daughters, the world don't owe you anything. You owe it everything by working for it. Sports creates that opportunity where they understand that I just need to do my job. My teammate just needs to do their job. If I do my job, they do their job. That's called a team. We're going to achieve more. Sports does that. Persistence, perseverance, diligence. That's one of the reasons why, as a parent, I would highly recommend the sport of baseball. My boys played travel baseball, won state championships beginning at the age of 3 all the way to 14. I told them that was the minimum, meaning you're going to play to at least 14. Because here's what happens to a young person, male or female, with baseball. Baseball is one of the few sports, if not the only, where you fail far more than you succeed. Way it works in baseball is what? If you get on base 1 out of 3 times, you are a living legend. So what does that mean? You're going to fail far more than you succeed. Baseball teaches that. It's the only sport where the defense controls the offense. It's the only sport where I'm taking a round bat to hit a round ball, which almost makes no physical or physics sense. And yet, you can still learn, thrive, and grow in a sport that reveals character, that teaches you great things about life. The other thing that sports teaches, which you can seldom replicate in life, is the concept of delayed gratification, which is I got to show up to all of these conditionings. I got to show up to all of these practices. The way it works in most sports is you practice 98% and only play the sport 2%. So I got to spend all these weeks and months just to prepare for one game or one season where 99% won't win an MVP or not even a championship, right? And that is one of the most important essence of life that we can teach, which is the things you work for, you won't necessarily get this game or this week or this month or even this season. That you're going to have to stack success and compound success. And guess what? That is the approach you are going to have to take with real estate, business, success, parenting, marriage, whatever it may be. And sports teaches that. The last thing that I would really emphasize about why sports is so critical to developing your child for the purpose and destiny that they have is because of the friendships that are built. You think about it, especially in modern society, what are most kids doing? They're antisocial, on social media, or on video games, none of which is real success, none of which really builds relationships. So we live in a generation now who once upon a time was social, but now we don't do things in real life only to pretend to be social on social media. Make it make sense. But we're not going to focus on the problem. Let's focus on the solution. Sports helps to mitigate that. And here's the thing. I believe in healthy balance. So yes, all of my children, have social media accounts, have cell phones, play Fortnite and all these other things. And we should allow that because too much of anything is a bad thing. And yet restricting everything just creates resentment. So the point is this: when you put your young person in sports, they are around other like-minded individuals and families. These are relationships that will oftentimes be built forever. My own boys, as an example, the travel baseball team, that they were a part of that won a state championship, literally 90% of those kids, I think I went through the count, like 10 out of the 12 are in some sort of Division I sport, whether it be track, football, baseball, and other things. You get the point. They're all winners. Well, I could tell that these kids and their families were winners at 5. And yet they've maintained a friendship where they build and support each other, even though they may do it at a distance, whether it be on social media or an occasional phone call. The point is this, is show me your friends and I'll show you you. Show me the 5 people closest to you, and that is what your future is. Guess what? My children's futures, they've always from the beginning been surrounded by winning kids and winning families. They're winning, we're winning, we all winning. A rising tide rises all ships. It was by design. It wasn't by accident. And so these friendships will be other like-minded young men and young women who come from solid families, who are clearly dedicated by evidence of practice and games and the resources and the finances and the time that it takes, who are going to be an exceptional positive influence on your young person. So yet again, success happens by design, not by accident. So if I am you and you want the best possible outcome for your child, sports reveals their character, which now allows you as a parent to develop their character. Well, they will learn that they can overcome and endure and go through almost anything, and they can transfer those skills to what? The classroom. They can transfer it to the sport. They can transfer it to their personal life and who they become within their God-given destiny. And sports creates that opportunity. So, as always, I am the founder of Developer Nation, where we believe in educating and equipping people to do small and large real estate scale projects, where we will connect you with our vendor capital partners to help get that project funded, assuming it's viable and feasible. wherein we get to do a few things. We get to practice group economics. We get to build a community. We get to build generational wealth that we can pass on to our children's children. And yet, how we effectively lead our relationships, how we effectively understand our real purpose is everything about being who we are called to be in our highest and best form. I'm Shaun J. Ford, real estate developer as well as author, and I want to remind you that all things work together for the good of those that love God and are called according to his purpose. I will see you in the next episode.